Brendan Allen won last night. So now the topic of conversation switches over to Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 300. I mean, is this a real possibility? Brendan Allen versus Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 300? We'll get into it next.
You're watching The Community MMA.
What up? This your boy Chris Cross checking in. This is the TCMMA podcast, aka the Community MMA. And it went down last night. Brendan Allen versus Paul Craig. Paul Craig, got finished. Brendan Allen in the topic of conversation now going forward, right? It's a big, 10 versus 13, something like that. A big matchup last night. And Brendan Allen gets to win, and now he's looking upward. And who's right above him? Khamzat. But let's get into the reaction first. Last night, this is Brendan Allen versus Paul Craig. Paul Craig takes a left, right, left. And here comes the guillotine attempt. But Paul Craig is always good at stopping these. But if you're Brendan, just, you got him right back on the ground again. Just continue pounding away. I wouldn't even worry about submission attempts because Paul Craig is good at blocking them. Oh, we go for a rear here, though. Oh, he's got the rear in. This is trouble for Paul. And he taps, and that's it. Wow. Brendan Allen lets out a roar. I can't believe it. Big finish. I was just thinking, forget the submission, right? He's not going to get submitted. And Paul Craig can't believe it. Paul Craig was good at defending those positions and submission attempts. This time it was locked in, and Paul Craig tried to pull, and he realized, I'm not going to get out of this one. And mutual respect after the fight. But nonetheless, Brendan Allen is all in, and he's for real. He's 24-5. And yeah, so now Brendan Allen wins, right? And he starts to call out Khamzat. He wants Khamzat at UFC 300. At least that's what I'm seeing today. And whether he wants it or not, he'll fight Cannonier, he'll fight Whitaker, whoever. He wants to fight at UFC 300, and everyone's talking about UFC 300. This is like the next big thing, right? Because, it's 300. It's not 292, but it's UFC 300. So everyone's, chomping at the bit to be able to fight on the 300 card. Make no mistake about it. But I don't know if Khamzat is the guy that he's going to get. I think he's going to look upward. Right? Khamzat, speaking of, he's going to look upward to the top one, top two. Hopefully he can get a title fight. Who knows how it's going to go down. But I don't see Khamzat fighting a guy below him in the rankings. And will they move Brendan Allen up to 9 just because? Right? Will they move him up to number 9 just because? Just to make the fight more intriguing, because now Khamzat would be behind him in the rankings. But I just don't see it. I don't see Khamzat taking it. What does that do for him? The UFC has put him in fights. Most recently, that it's like, what has that fight done for him? He wins. He still gets criticized. It is what it is. Us Khamzat fans believe he's going to the top. So really, it don't matter who he fights, but Khamzat fans would promise a title shot. So at least 1 or 2 contender. Or somebody that if you beat, it's guaranteed to get a title fight. And we got to wait through Strickland and Duplessis. So, we got to wait on that. Now, Chase Hooper coming in last night's a guy who, has won more than he's lost. But when he's lost, he's been exposed because he's young. He's not quite that strong. And those days are quickly getting behind us as he got a big finish last night. Oh, a big right by Levitt. And that landed. You could see the eyes of Chase Hooper. That definitely landed and it definitely caused a problem for him. Now Levitt trying to stand up again. Both guys got each other's legs. And a potential ankle lock here. And both guys swinging even though they're far apart. And another left by Chase. Okay. Chase is spinning out of it. And you saw a lot of this in the Patty fight where Jordan Levitt's going to try to control things and eventually he gives up position. And Chase Hooper here looking to get the rear locked in. Oh, he's got it locked. Look at this. Look at this. Come on, tap it. Let's go. Okay, Chase. Okay, Chase. He lets out a big roar. And Chase Hooper gets the submission victory over Jordan Levitt, a.k.a. the Monkey King. And that fight finished quickly. Yeah, and of course, we're rooting for Chase Hooper. We predicted him to win. We like this guy. Like what he's bringing to the table. Shoulders getting stronger. Body getting stronger. He's fighting in a lightweight division. And the sky's the limit for him right now. But the UFC should still give him 2 years. 2 years of fights like the Jordan Levitt fight. Let him keep getting stronger, building his confidence. He's nowhere near his prime just yet. But that's a guy to keep on your radar for sure. And then a little bit of controversy last night with Trey Ogden, who was cruising to victory. It looked like he got a submission. They ruled it a no contest, and he's upset about not getting paid. But this is the reaction as it happened. Here you go with Ogden on top now. Ooh, he locks in the triangle. Nice triangle. Now he goes to the full mount. Even a tougher situation for Mata. And Willie Tapp. The ref's really looking at it here. Saying, show me you're there. Show me you're there. He can't tell. The ref can't tell. It looks tight. And the ref stops it. Oh, and Mata's not even finished. Mata jumps up in protest right away. Oh. Wow. The ref said, show me you're there. But he's on his back in a triangle. You know, how do you show that you're good to go? And that's a tough situation for the ref, because if he does have the finish, you don't want to leave the guy there for too long, right? So what are you supposed to? And that's just one of those situations. And the commentator is saying you got to let these guys fight, but how do you know if you're the ref? I don't know, man. That's a tough one. And you see the replay. The hand never moved, but it might not have anyway. So it's hard. He's got his right hand under the armpit of Ogden trying to push up. And then the ref just jumps in and stops it. Amata puts his hands up right away saying, what's going on here? Yeah, and that's just one of those situations where it's bad for the ref. The angle's bad. The fighter can't show that he's there because that might put him deeper into the triangle. And at the end of the day, it's a no contest, and Trey Ogden's not happy about it because he fought 3 rounds for half his pay. He doesn't get the win bonus. And UFC fans, especially on Twitter, aka X, are calling for the UFC to pay the man. Pay the man his win bonus. It can't be that much, you know. But then the UFC's jumping in on what the decision might have been, could have been, and obviously it didn't go that way. So, and these fighters get upset because they want their win bonus. So you had all that going on. Now, as far as the picks last night, you see there we finished 5-0, and that really helped because at one point we were 4-4, and then we hit the 5-fight win streak, and it's back to the good old days where we dominate in the final in the main card. 5-1 in the main card, 5-0 to finish, 9-4 on the night, 27-12 main event. We got the Brendan Allen correct last night, and we got that was our 300th win. 300 and 168-6. We'll take that, man. That's crazy. But yeah, the undercard, the prelims was tough to predict. It kind of kept going back and forth. We were down right away, 0-1. Then Ogden, we should have got that when we didn't. And then we lose another, and then all of a sudden we win a couple, and then lose a couple, and then we hit the 5-fight win streak. So we'll take that every day. We'll take that every day of the week. Now, as we jump into the Q&A, Jimmy Danube saying Usman, and we'll get back there. Usman absolutely beat that man down and broke him. Cherry picking the best combo Colby had in 2 fights. Leon, one of the most high-level strikers in the sport. It's really not going to be easy for him. So people starting to weigh in on this Colby Covington Leon Edwards fight because it's just around the corner now. It's the next big one. Colby is going to get beat again, and everybody's against Colby. That's why I just hope Colby wins, and I believe it's in Vegas. So hopefully he gets a few American supporters. You know, Trump is probably going to be there. I mean, if he's at the other ones, he's got to be at that one, right? Another weighing in. Laugh out loud, Khamzat. not going anywhere at 185. He better get his diet right and stick to 170. Also pray they make championship fights, 3 rounds, because he's not going to get it done after 3, basically, is what he's saying. And I don't know, man. I think if it's a 5-round fight, Khamzat trains in a different way. He's training for a 3-round fight, so it is what it is. Yeah, he struggled against Burns. I think that's the weight issue. Then against Usman, because he hurt his hand. So, we'll see, man. We'll see. Speaking of Dana White, yeah. But he signed a contract with Bud Light. Is Dana White the GOAT? After telling the sponsor to get out of here, but he signed Bud Light. So you see, you always got someone trying to bring someone down, but it is what it is. I'll ride with Dana White if he takes Bud Light. I look at it like the UFC so strong, Bud Light could be back in business. That's how I look at it. Back on Colby. Maybe if we give Colby 5-6 chances to win belt, he might win one. Fingers crossed. Okay, he got his butt beat twice by Usman, and Leon beat him once in fight. He was looking second fight. He was way better. He's got more stamina and power. Colby's taking a nap. So that one's kind of all over the place, but you can see nobody is with Colby, and I like it that way. Can't even dominate a welterweight. Speaking of Khamzat, not impressed with Khamzat. So Khamzat and Colby are getting some backlash. Got to keep that in the back of my mind. Play off that the next few months. Make it known that Colby's going to beat Leon, and Khamzat will be whoever he fights. And then what? And then we'll just silence everybody, is what's going to happen. That's the goal, right? The goal is always to silence everyone. Make your prediction, make it known, and ride it out and see what happens. That's the bottom line. Short episode today because the Dolphins are coming on, and I got to get to the game. I'm just being real with you. So for now, we'll leave it there. Great night last night. It's your boy Chris Cross. Have a great day, and God bless as always.